Hello everybody. In this week's video, as you can see, I'm doing something very different. This is going to be a starting of a new way that I'm going to be doing my channel. This is basically going to be me explaining how I know I'm repeating myself anyway, but like I'm going to be changing things because so much is happening in my life and I can't keep up with my podcast. And so I'm basically just making this video for you guys. This is not going to be an actual podcast episode. This is just me talking to my YouTube people. So I have hit a point where I feel like I need to stop making the podcast episodes because, number one, I've ran through my entire list of ideas. Not that I can't get more ideas, but I'm starting to get burnt out on it. And I didn't think this was going to happen because I started my podcast like back in like maybe August or September of 2022 because that was right after I got diagnosed with autism and I wanted a place to process everything, and that's the purpose that it has served. And so I made my list of the episodes I wanted to create and things that I really wanted to talk about, and I've done that. And now I feel like I'm struggling to think of things to not think of things to say, but I'm struggling to find topics. And that's also a bad way to say it too, because I mean, there's a lot of topics under the umbrella of autism that I could talk about. But as with all autistic people, they're not the same. And I don't have the experience with a lot of the things about autism that other people have. Like, for example, I don't have meltdowns. I mean, I might have had one a couple of times, but they don't seem like real meltdowns, apparently, because like other people talk about them being really different than mine was. So I think what I had was just like I don't know. Maybe it was a meltdown, but either way, I don't have much to say about it. And I also feel like I've said everything about my personal experience that I can say. At this point, I feel like I'm just repeating everything. And that might be fine, I guess, for some people, but I don't really feel the need to keep saying the same things over and over. So like, I'm probably going to still make videos, but I'm not going to cover a new topic every week. I'm probably just going to make videos of me talking like this because, I mean, I know that's what YouTube wants. YouTube is not really good with podcasts. Not that I'm looking for a lot of followers or, I'm not into this to make money. I just started this to help spread the word about autism, to help people become more familiar with what it really is for people that don't appear to be autistic. And I know people always hate that when people say, you don't look autistic, you don't seem autistic. And I wanted to help spread the awareness of what it can be like for people that don't look autistic, people don't think they are. So, and also it was to process everything after my diagnosis. And so I did it's April now. So yeah, I've been doing this for, I'm not good at math, so I don't know how many months it's been, but not a year, but I feel like this is a good place to stop and not stop the videos completely, but I'm sure I'll think of something else to say. Maybe I'll have more podcast episodes, but for now, I want to just talk freely. I don't want to feel the pressure to gather information. And I mean, I know that's one of my strong points. As an autistic person, I love gathering information, but I'm getting burnt out on it. And like I said, I can't believe I'm even at that point because this is a special interest of mine. I love talking about autism, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm feeling some sort of thing inside me where I just feel like stopping. I think it might be because my life is in chaos. I am in the process of getting ready to move I don't know when I'm going to be moving. I don't know where I'm going to be moving, but I have to move because my ceiling is leaking in so many places, and I've got mold in here for the second time, and it's not really livable at this. I mean, it's livable, but I got to get out of here as soon as possible. So I'm waiting, and this is another reason why I'm doing this episode, is to give you guys like a personal update on me. Not going to talk about autism as much, because this is why I'm hitting burnout with my channel, because it's starting to feel like my other business, my other YouTube channel and business. I burnt out on that as well, just like I did with regular work. So it's basically like anything at this point that is becoming like a regular thing. I feel like it's starting to be more pressure to do that every week. And I've let my business go. I'm not creating anything new with it. I'm barely doing the bare minimum with it. And so I just feel like, yeah, I'm just burnt out on all the things that I started. And that's how, like, it's like been a pattern in my life. Everything that I start, I don't really keep going. And I thought my other business would have been an exception to that, but I was burnt out on that after about 3 years, which is a long time actually for me to stick with anything. And so I'm just really prone to burnout right now, because I feel like I already sort of was in burnout from when I quit working. I mean, I had the renewed energy to start my other business because I had money saved up and I was able to relax. But then my money ran out, and then I started going further into debt, and my depression and anxiety got way worse. And then that's when I started going to therapy, and the whole trail leading to me finding out that I was autistic, and all that's been just the last 2 years. So at this point, I'm just, all I gotta say about it is, I mean, I'm burnt out. That's simple, plain and simple. I can't keep doing weekly obligation type things anymore. And when it comes to my house, my trailer, I have too much stuff to move with. So what's happening is I'm trying to go through everything that I own and organize it into, am I keeping this? Am I donating this? And that's been hard because I have a hard time doing things. You know, it's the whole executive function thing. I have always struggled with that, and I've just gotten to the point, I mean, burnout is causing it, anxiety is causing it, depression's causing it, overwhelm. I'm just like, I can't keep doing my business, my autism podcast, and prepare to move all at the same time. And so right now, my biggest struggles is getting myself to organize my stuff so that I know what I'm moving with and I know what I'm getting rid of. And that's taken months just to do a couple things. So like my therapist says, gotta give yourself credit because you're at least doing something. And I'm like, well, I am, but if I get on to the top of the list for the Section 8 voucher, the rental assistance, I need to have places picked out and I have to be able to go. I can't just, you know, and that's where I'm getting overwhelmed just thinking about it. Like, when they tell me that it's my time, I need to be ready to go, and I'm not. And so I need to somehow get myself to pack and organize my stuff and donate things and figure out where I'm moving. I still don't know where I'm moving. I might end up homeless again, which I was at one point. Then, well, I mean, when I say homeless, I wasn't on the streets. Because my mom was nice enough to let me live there for a couple years. But I don't want to end up by my mom's again. I shouldn't end up there. I should be fine with the rental voucher, but I also will probably apply to some places that they only charge 30% of your income. And since my income is so low, it's not gonna be much. But I didn't know that I was qualified for those sorts of things my whole life. And this is where I feel so stupid because I didn't know that this was something that I could not take advantage of, that I could benefit from. Anybody that makes under, I think it's like $40,000 a year in the United States, qualifies for rental assistance. And I've always been really broke and struggling. And I mean, if you guys watched my episode about work, you know how many jobs I've had and how much of a struggle that's been. So I could have this entire time, my entire life, I could have been getting rental assistance. I could have been living in a nice apartment and not this old beaten down trailer that's falling apart. I wouldn't have had to be homeless for a couple of years, you know. So now that I know, and this all came from autism, after I found out that I was autistic, I realized that there are services to help people that struggle with these parts of life, struggle with paying rent, you know, and most people do struggle with paying rent. Or, oh my God, this thing's bothering my neck. I thought this would be comfortable, but this is a very comfortable sweatshirt, but it's just annoying me right now. So what was I going to say about that? I know this video is going to be all over the place, but this is not a structured video in any way, shape, or form. I'm literally talking about my life and giving you an update on why things are changing. So yeah, I'm going to be getting the rental assistance in some way, and then I'll be moving, and I just can't keep doing the podcast the way I have been. Like I said, I might still make more episodes when I think of something to say. I'm probably going to make videos like this where I'm just talking to you guys, because I know a lot of people have been saying they wanted me to do live videos, and I mentioned, that's probably because I mentioned that I would maybe start doing them, but it's not really, I don't think it's something that I would feel comfortable with, because I struggle with things to say, and at least doing this, I can edit it. I'm probably not going to, though, because I'm really all about being real. Like, I don't want to edit. I hate when people edit their videos like crazy. Like, they cut out all the empty spaces so that it's just words. Like, and I'm like, oh, I can't keep up with what you're saying. Like, I have to make the video play in slow motion or something because it's just too fast. So I'm not going to edit this video. There I go again with completely forgetting what I was going to say. Oh, so I did want to go a little bit more into my parts of why I'm not going to keep doing podcast episodes, because not only am I needing to focus on my packing and moving and getting my life together somewhat, but I also am now entering into festival season, camping season. It's summer. Well, it's not summer yet, but it will be soon. And next month I have 2 festivals. And I also stupidly bought tickets to a concert that is 6 hours away. And I don't know if I'm going to be moving that same weekend, but I might end up having to sell the tickets. But I'm obsessed with this other band now that it's always like that with me with music. I get obsessed with a band, and that's all I want to do is watch videos, listen to the music, talk to other fans on the internet. That's what I've been doing for the last... Well, I mean, I've been doing this forever with different bands, but I'm on to a new band now, which is Måneskin. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of them, but they're from Italy, and they're absolutely amazing in every way, and I'm so obsessed with them right now. So I've only liked them for 12 days, but I bought a ticket to see them 6 hours from here, because that's the closest they're playing. But yeah, I'm not going to ramble on about them. They're just my new favorite band now. But that's been taking up a lot of my time because, and here's the thing that I was telling my therapist, when it comes to burnout, when you are in burnout or when you are depressed or have anxiety, you need to emotionally regulate and you need to take care of your mental wellness. And that means that you have to spend more time doing things that bring you joy and doing things that you love and not doing things that drain your energy. Like, I barely have energy the way it is. Some days I did not take a shower today. I don't take a shower most days. You know, it's hard to exercise. I don't leave the house hardly ever unless, something's going on. And so the lack of energy is making me just want to sit and listen to music and watch videos on YouTube and chat with other fans. So I've been doing that. And that's, like, my therapist made it sound bad. Like, she's like, you gotta do things that you don't want to do sometimes. And I hate that! Why do people have to tell you you're an adult? You just have to do things you don't want to do sometimes. Number one, I know that. It's not that I don't know that. I'm just not doing these things because I mentally can't right now. I didn't, and I even told her, I'm like, I'm preserving my mental wellness. And that's so important to me. I gotta do what I gotta do. So if that means I'm gonna spend 5 hours at a time watching YouTube videos about my favorite band, that's what I have to do. So she didn't understand, and most people would not understand, because unless they're autistic, you're not going to understand it's a special interest. And when you are in burnout, when you are depressed, you need to indulge in your special interest because it's what brings you calm and peace and happiness and joy. And that's, like I told my therapist, there's no point in living life if you don't enjoy life at least 51% of the time. Like, I'm, ever since I've been in burnout mode, the higher that number, the better. Like, if I can enjoy 100% of my waking moments, then that's what needs to be done. And that's partially probably too why I have not been doing my packing like I should be doing. I mean, I did some of it, but it's just hard. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate, doing things that are hard to you. And they're extra hard when you're overwhelmed. And, like, I have technically 3 bedrooms here that are full of stuff. And plus the kitchen and the living room and the bathroom. And my shed out there is full of stuff too. It's overwhelming. It's too much stuff. And just thinking about that makes me unable to deal with it. So, like, it makes it so hard, and that's why I sit on the internet all the time and can't do anything else. Like, sure, I'm cooking meals for myself, but that's because I love cooking. I know there's a lot of people out there that when they get depressed or hit burnout mode or feel overwhelmed, they can't even cook for themselves. They can't eat. Sometimes they can't get out of bed. And I've never been that bad off. To me, where I notice it is doing these things that I need to do, that I just can't bring myself to do. And I just go right to my special interest, which is music. It's always been the only thing that gets me through. And if it weren't for music, I don't know what I would do, because it's the only thing that makes life worth living for me. And it's not just listening to music, but going to the music festivals. And I also love camping. That's another thing I love to do, but I can't really do that a lot because, it's expensive. Well, festivals are expensive too. Concerts are... See, this is the thing that sucks, is my special interest is so expensive. Like, this concert that I'm going to, this Måneskin concert, it's in September. Gosh, it's so far away. But anyway, that's going to cost me over $500 between the hotel, the ticket, the gas to get there, the food. Yeah, and that's a lot of money. I don't have that money. It's literally just getting charged to my credit card. And after I bought the ticket, I thought about it. I tried to use my brain. I tried to use my logical mind about this, and I'm like, Shelly, you don't have the money. You can't even afford all the festivals you want to go to. You've only liked this band for 12 days. The city that it's in is ginormous. It's stressful. I told myself I don't even want to visit this city, let alone drive there myself. And here I am, stupidly buying a ticket, and now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get there. So it's stressing me out just thinking about that. And why do I do this to myself? Like, this is one of the ways that I am like a child. I have no self-control when it comes to things that I want, that I need, that I'm my special interest, like the concerts and the festivals. I'll buy the ticket, and then I'm like, shit, now I gotta worry about all this stuff that I gotta worry about. And this happened to me with the Muse concert last month. I mean, I've been waiting to see Muse for 10 years, and so I of course I had to go, but it was in a big city. I was so stressed out about that concert that I did not hardly sleep the first day that I found out about it. But basically, and I don't know if other people feel this way about things, you want to do them, and then when it actually comes time to do them or to plan them, you realize how much of a stress situation this is going to be, especially if you have problems with driving, going places, being on public, environments that you can't control. And I did a whole episode on that, on the Muse concert incident, where my friends, it was about social interaction and stuff, because I enjoyed the concert, of course, obviously, but then it was like, after that, I couldn't handle anything. I needed to go home, and I couldn't go home right away. So that's how I'm feeling about this too. I mean, I love this band, even though it's only been 12 days. I know that they're one of my favorite bands ever. This is how I get every time I get obsessed with a band. I'm like, this is my favorite band ever, and so they all move up on the list, and I'm like, I got my top 5, but then there's always another one that comes in there. And that might be an autistic thing as well. Everything that you're experiencing at the time seems like the best thing ever. At least that's how it is for me. So yeah. And now I'm stressing out about how that's gonna go. But we'll see what happens. I need to see them. They're an upcoming band. They're not super popular yet. I mean, they're really popular around the world. It's just that in America, they're probably not as popular. I am so bouncing around this video. I apologize. I hope that you're still with me. Actually, at this point, I don't need to keep rambling. I just really wanted to touch base with everybody about my personal life. Basically, I'm obsessed with a new band, and that's taking up 90% of my waking time. It's making me so that I can't pack, and I should be packing. It's partially why I'm unable to continue my business, because burnt out. I'm just burnt out on everything except for music. Basically, it's if you've ever heard of the spoon theory, I think this kind of goes along with that. The spoon theory is where you only have so many spoons, which are basically like, think of them like little energy, like little batteries, like your battery. And as you go through your day or your week or your month or your year or your life, you spend energy. And if you run out of energy before you can recharge, that's bad news. And so every day when I get up, I know that I have some energy to start with. So that's when I start my bare minimum work on my other business. And then getting through the day, like if I feel like showering or not, if I need to cook or not, if I need to go anywhere or not. And then around the time, around dinner time, I start to feel like I can't do any of this anymore. I have to just listen to music and watch videos now. And then that's what I do until 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. Sometimes it gets to be that late. So yeah, I really hope that I'm not disappointing anybody in how I am going to not make as many podcast episodes if I make any more. Maybe you guys will be okay with me just talking like this in a video. But basically, I'm not really going to be talking as much about... I'm not really going to be educating people about autism as much, but I really don't think I did much of that anyway, because in the end, everything that I have said on my podcast is my experiences. Not really... my goal was not to give, like, a comprehensive autism education. There's a lot of other really good YouTube channels out there and podcasts that are good for education. And I've always said that I'm just sharing my experiences. So maybe I will just continue to make videos like this and kind of segue into how my life is and how I'm progressing or degressing. And I might just give updates on my situation, because, you know, these sorts of videos are easier on my brain to make than the educational type ones. Like when I had to do research a couple times, and I'm like spending 2 or 3 hours on, you know, the points I wanted to make, the resources that I was finding this information on, and I just got burnt out on it. It's a lot of work. You know, a lot of people think that making videos for a YouTube channel is easy. Some of them might be easier than others, but when you don't have a lot of mental energy, it's draining. And my life is just like... I was thinking this earlier today. I'm like, I kind of wish that I could skip forward till... Like, I would like to jump forward in time to the moment that I'm going to have my new place. Because that's really stressful, thinking about all that. So, it's this giant thing that's just hovering above my head. And it's always in the background, even when I'm trying to escape reality by... That's such a bad way to say it, but when I'm preserving my mental energy by listening to music, watching YouTube videos... Oh my god, I completely forgot what I was just saying. I think I have ADHD, even though they did test me for it once, and I did not test positive for that. I still think I do have it. Well, the guy that gave me my autism diagnosis thinks that I have ADHD. Whatever it is. I mean, there's the whole... What's it called? ADHD, when you have autism and ADHD. I really think that I have that, because I do have a lot of the signs that I'm ADHD as well. Completely distracted by nothing. Like, I honest to God, I can't tell you what I was talking about a minute ago from right now. But, you know, and I'm gonna see how this goes with making videos like this. I cannot imagine why anybody would want to listen to me rambling and losing my train of thought. And, you know, that's why I started making the videos where, well, I should say the podcast episodes, where I was actually trying to be helpful. I'm trying to educate people a little bit on what it's like to have autism as an adult and my experiences with it. And I don't know if anybody's going to want to listen to me talk like this. So maybe some people out there will, but maybe I'll just keep making them anyway. This might be an actual better way for me to process my life. Because at therapy, and I did an episode on this as well about therapy, the longer I go to therapy, the more I feel... I mean, I've said this in the other episode, but I feel like it's... with autistic people, and I'm not the only person that thinks this. Other autistic professionals have actually said that people with autism don't benefit from typical therapy like other people do. And I don't. I feel horrible sometimes in therapy. Like yesterday when I was there, I was telling her I need to do the things that I enjoy. I need to sit for 6 hours and watch YouTube videos and talk to fans of my favorite band. That is something that I need to do mentally. To me, it's almost like food, sleep, and water and air. It's that important. So, Again, I forgot where I was going with that too. Oh, okay, I remembered. So when I talked to my therapist about that, of course she doesn't understand. Of course she doesn't validate what I'm going through. She just says, but everybody has to do things they don't want to do sometimes. And again, I know that. I'm trying to get through life. And I gotta do what I gotta do to get through life. And I mentally cannot handle things that are draining, things that are overstimulating, things that are going to make my anxiety or my depression worse, things that demand too much energy from what I have. And I don't ever have much energy anyway. And I know it probably sounds like I should because, oh, you go to music festivals and you go to camping, you must have energy. And the thing is, for the last 6 months, it's been winter here. Winter is draining on me because I can't be out in nature. You know, when the sun is shining and it's warm and I can put my feet on the grass and I can dance and I can be out in nature, that's a whole entire different thing. That's like the environment that I thrive in. So I do have the energy in the summer to be out in the world and do things. Not necessarily social things because, like I said, when I'm at music festivals, and especially camping, I'm there for the nature. I'm not there to have conversations with people, small talk, and social environments. And I mean, I do have friends at festivals, of course, but, and like I said, that's what happened to me the night of the Muse concert. I was like, this is great, I'm enjoying music, and I have friends here, yes. But then after the music's done, I want to go home, and they want to go to the bar, and that's not it for me. So when I go to festivals, it's completely different, because when I'm ready to go to bed, I can retreat back to my camper and be in my own little world. And sometimes I'll listen to my music when I'm getting ready for bed, and like I know the rest of the festival is out there partying and talking, and I'm just like, I need my space. I need my quiet little, I mean, when I say quiet, it's obviously not quiet if I'm listening to music, but music is what soothes me. It's what calms me. I don't want to say calms me down because, you know, music is uplifting too, but I need that auditory stimulation. You know? I think that music is a form of stimming, because when I'm listening to music, this is probably going to make a lot of you laugh, but this is what I do. I put my headphones on, and when certain songs come on, songs that make me just, my mind is up in outer space, I'll just spin in a circle with my body like this. And I'll just be like, this is exactly how I listen to music. And it really helps my mind so much that then the song is over, and then I'm like, I stop and I open my eyes, and my eyes, like, I almost feel kind of dizzy, not from spinning, of course, but I almost feel like my eyes have to get readjusted to reality again. And I'm like, oh my god, thank you for that music. I don't know what I would do if I couldn't listen to music. This is such a weird episode. Like, I don't think anybody's even watching at this point because I'm just rambling now. But where I was going with that is, that's how I cope with life, is by the music. And so when I'm at a music festival and it's 2 a.m. and I'm overstimulated and tired and I need to retreat back to my camper, and I'll put on my favorite music and I'm like, yes, my center. There's my center again. So that's, yeah. So yeah, I'm probably going to end this episode now. It's been a half an hour. I hope that you all understand where I'm at, and that I am not going to be able to continue making weekly, somewhat educational podcast episodes. I'm probably going to just talk to you like this. Of course, there's going to be times where I'm not going to be able to make videos when I'm at festivals and camping and moving. So there might be like a month or so in there where you don't hear from me. I want to hear in the comments, though. Maybe I don't. I mean, I do, but it might be bad news. if anybody wants this sort of thing, if you want me to keep just talking to you like this. I'm probably not going to be doing live things, though. Maybe sometime in the future. I really can't say what's going to happen in the future. Once I get done moving, and maybe when fall and winter come back, things might be different. But it's just too chaotic. Too chaotic right now with the whole moving thing, with summer, and I'm going to start doing stuff in the world now. Like, I'm not just sitting in my house 24/7. So let me know in the comments if you want me to keep making these sorts of videos where I just randomly update you on my life. And I really don't like... I want to help people, though. I don't really want to just... And, oh, I remember something else I was going to say. Like, this is kind of therapy for me. Like, talking to my therapist is not helpful a lot. And so, by talking to you guys that understand, it's probably going to be a lot better. So maybe I'll just use this as my therapy. and it's kind of how I've always done it, you know. I really am processing what it's like to be autistic. And I feel like I've done that. At this point, I don't really know what else to say. I feel like I understand myself. I feel like I understand autism. At this point now, I'm just going to be repeating a lot of stuff that I say. So let me know in the comments if this is something that you would watch. And I guess I'll find out if my views go down, but I'm not really paying attention to that. And that's another thing. Like, I'm not paying attention much to... I mean, like, it's very overwhelming to keep up with the comments. I mean, I ask for the comments, but I can't read them all, and I can't keep up with them all. And I mean, I gotta sign into a different YouTube account every time I upload a video, so I'm not in that YouTube account 99% of the time, so I don't see my comments until I log into that. And then I'm like, okay, now I gotta log out so I can log into my other one, my business one, and then I log into my personal one so I can do all my watching my music videos and stuff. So that's why I'm really not able to keep up with the comments very well. But I will check the comments. I mean, I do see most of them, I think. So let me know if you want me to keep making videos like this. And if you don't, I might just keep making them anyway, because it's good for me to talk to somebody, even if it's just a screen. Because, like, I don't have much support when it comes to friends at all. I mean, I have friends, but they're not supportive for me in my autism journey at all. And my therapist is not either. So this is all I got, you know. I mean, I'm in a lot of Facebook groups and I'm in a Reddit group, you know, for autism. And that's really been great. And I highly recommend you go to Facebook groups, Reddit groups about autism. I actually shared some links to those in I have an autism workbook. It's like a printable autism journal. And that's in my Etsy shop. If you want to check that out, there'll be some links in there because it's a PDF. It's a downloadable. You'll be able to click on the links and go to these. I might have given links to some YouTube groups or some Facebook groups. I don't remember now. But that's something that I recommend because talking to other autistic people, which you know in these comments, so many people are like, yes, I totally know what you're saying. I feel the same thing, you know. And that's really where our healing comes from. We need to know that other people validate how we feel. We need to know that we're not alone. And we're not getting that from our friends and family and therapists all the time. At least I'm not. So yeah, I'm probably going to keep making videos like this. I just cannot promise how often they will come out. Now that I've made this one and you know what's going on, I might not make another one for a while. But yeah, we'll see. I can't promise anything, but I'm not going away. I can't keep doing the way it's been going. So I hope you understand, and I will try my best to be there for you guys in any way that I can to help you on your journey. So thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for supporting this channel, and be sure to I was gonna say subscribe, but most of you are already subscribed, I think, at this point. Nobody's going to subscribe based on this video, I'm sure, though. So I will talk to you next time. Thank you so much.